For any business to succeed, you need to be flexible and have the organizational skills. Your business may fail or thrive as a result of some of your actions and inactions. This episode of Deep Dive provides insight on some of the business knowledge you need to have in order to take your business to the next level. I'm your host, Crystal. Welcome to the show. All right, joining me on the show today is a chartered economist and a business coach of over 19 years of experience, Dr. Kingsley Nelson. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, talking about business and how business owners and aspiring business owners can take their business to the next level. In your opinion, why do you think some businesses fail and others succeed?
Okay. Basically, where businesses fail, number one challenge is structuring.
Okay.
Yes. People start business without structuring it. And once you do that, that business is bound to fail. It may run for 20 years. It may run for 30 years. As long as it's not structured from the beginning and you didn't restructure it along the line, that business is bound to fail. It may not get the second generation. That's simple truth.
Okay, talking about structuring, I believe structuring is part of the thing you teach in your institution.
Sure.
So, in an institution such as yours, why do you think business owners should, opt in and register in an institution such as yours in order to aspire and prosper in their businesses?
Why they should register, if I can use the word must, should register for in institutions like ours. Number one, we are practical in nature. It's not the regular school where you cram and write and stuff like that. We take you to practical experience because what we do is practical experience. We've been in the field, like you said, for the past 19 years. We set up businesses in different cities. And those that they're doing well, we have their names, we have their contacts, we have their details. So they are doing well as we speak. So what we do is to pick you, we call it from classroom to boardroom. We give you the things you need to run the business. I'll give you an example. You're starting a new business. There's what we call pre-operational documentation you must do. And when should you start that? The day the idea steps into your head, you start your pre-operational immediately. So if you don't have that knowledge, you may have an idea and you run for like 6 months, 1 year, some even 5 years, still working on their idea, but there's no pre-operational documentation. You've lost 5 good years of useful information that will affect the business once you start. So we will put you through all this. There are simple papers that need to be done. Then the practical part of it, as you're starting each time, there are things to be done. We put you through all, so you don't need to miss anything. Then when there is room for grants, and that's one of the major areas, with those documentation we've done for you, you get your grant immediately. When someone by the side wants to help you, to run the business, or to grow the business in the area of funding, with the documentation we have, you start immediately. But what do we see in this part of the world? People go into business not prepared, not knowing what to do, because they have access to the money, and they will start. Then the younger ones, they don't have money, we don't have access to the cash, but I have a wonderful idea. And you're working on the idea for the past 5 years. Those 5 years you worked on the idea, had it been you had the knowledge of operational, those knowledge is enough to raise money for you. We've done it for a number of young people, and they're doing well today. So these are I call it knowledge and secret of business. You may have the knowledge for the business, but don't have the secret. That business may not go as it's planned. So there is a whole lot around it. So what is that military reason? People should be part of it. And we have people already with us. I mean, big shots, practical experience from classroom to boardroom, and they're doing well in their businesses. 30 years about closing will come in after class, the business is revived, and they're doing so well. ready to hand over to the next generation. So that's things we should have in mind.
Okay, so this pre-operational sessions, how long does it take?
Okay, it's subject to the nature of the business we are starting. There are businesses that doesn't take so much time to start. There are some that also take like 1 year, 2 years, even 3 years, 5 years before you're done with the feasibility studies and all, do all the settling and do structure and rest of them. And before you finish it, it takes time. So it's subject to the business.
Okay.
So you can't say some can start in 1 month, 3 months. So it depends on the nature of the business. So can't put a time on a particular one.
Okay, and each of these duration has its own fee attached to it.
Yes, when it comes to fee, I'll put it this way. If you're doing our structure your business workshop, it's a different thing. But that's the foundation for everybody. Whether you want to start frying akara or you're already frying the akara.
Okay.
I'm using something that is very as low as frying of akara. You need to understand structure. Okay. You're into granite selling. You need to understand structure. In this environment, people see all those business as petty trading. Once you call it petty trading, it means a petty trading. But you can move granite selling to become a global business. You can work on beans and rice selling. That's the normal trading to become a global business. It's all about what the knowledge you have, the secret you have about that business, and the structure you give to it, where you want it to be from the beginning. Now, if you don't have the knowledge from the beginning, if you have it at the middle, beautiful, restructure. So you can run for generations. Yes, okay. Can run for generations.
So talking about having this knowledge and learning structure, some persons may argue that, they've gone to school, they've had their first degree. So what's your take on some persons who argue that they don't need any further business institutions to succeed in their business?
Sincerely, I gave 12 years in the banking sector. I saw my ogas with their 25 years experience, 30 years experience, step out from the banking sector, start businesses, and that business die close right in my front. You understand it? So your years in school, I'll put it this way. Nigeria education, African education system don't really teach you how to survive or run businesses. It's the street that teach you that, and that's what we do. So your years in school does not guarantee that your business will succeed. It's not simple. It's as simple as that. So you need to come out, learn the rudiments of the business, or you're doing it while in school. So when you're coming out, you understand that, and that's where we'll step in. Practical experience. Our structure workshop does that. Our MBA does that. Our doctorate also do that to you. So it's a 3-step you must climb for you to become at that top level of managerial of management. Acquire that top level management skills to run not just your business here globally. Have this at the back of your mind. We run, we operate locally, but we compete globally. So whatever you're doing, that if you're in Enugu doing it, and you cannot do the same thing in China, you can do the same thing in UK, you can do the same thing in US, then you're not in business. Yes, we understand uniqueness, we understand culture, we understand environment, we understand so many other factors. But we've come to a point where whatever you're doing here, you should be able to work on it so you can do it in some other part of the world. That's where the world is now. Because you can be moved at any point in time.
Okay, so talking about being practical, and you say something about global, we are in an ever-evolving world. So how do you think businesses, especially startups and small businesses, can grow in this rapid, ever-evolving world when it comes to technology and all?
Yes. I was once a startup.
Okay.
And I will see you do what I'm still a startup. Despite how far God has helped us. Not until we have our institution in every local government of the world. That's when we say we've started. So we are still a startup level. But the truth remains that irrespective of what you have as a startup, be it ordinary idea. If you understand the rudiments of business, you can grow in the fast. In fact, the technology is helping us for the startups. These are the days you can use your phone to do a whole lot. Unlike those days, you need to go to the cyber cafe and rest of them. With your phone, you can get so much information about your business. With your phone, you can connect a whole lot of people about your business. With your phone, you can do so much to your business. So these days, it's easier for startups who understand the secrets, who got the knowledge and the rest of them to survive, unlike before. It was all about getting to know the real information that you need to apply per time for you to move on. Yes.
Okay, talking about being practical again, you mentioned you have practical sessions. So has there been any technological skill that has been inculcated in these courses, in the practical aspects?
Yes. When it comes to business, generally, I'll put it this way, we've been able to, when it comes to business, we have is a system, call it system development. We say business like your own is a system. In that system, you have your values, you have your structure, you have your team. And they're also divided. Values have so much under it. Structure have 2 different steps and 3 processes and down. Then when it comes to team, we have management team and operations team. Under management, it's only divided into 3. Operations divided into 2 and breaking it down. Now, when you understand all this, then you will now ask yourself, where am I starting from? Do you understand? Okay. It may be only, when it comes to structure, we have what we call it, departments under structure. We have strategy departments, we have finance and accounts, we have human resource, human capital, practical human capital, we have marketing, sales, we have operations, we have audits and compliance. We have about 12, 15 of them for the basic. Manufacturing, inventory as a unit, and. Now ask yourself, I'm just starting with 10,000 naira. Which of the departments is more important to me? Do you understand it? Remember, as a business person, you need a business doctor, who's a strategist, you need an accountant, you need a lawyer. Those 3 must be there. Now, you can be the strategist, you may not be the accountant, depends on your field. You may not be the lawyer, depends on the field. But you may not have the money to pay a lawyer. Why don't you get a lawyer as a friend? Okay. That makes sense now. You may not have money to pay an accountant. Why don't you have an accountant as a friend? While you're the strategist. With these 3, you are good to go. They're your friends. You may not have money to pay them now, but there are things you can do for them in exchange for their wisdom. Do you understand it? And someday you grow your business. So there's a whole lot around it. There's a whole lot. But I think I'm trying to break it down. Well, that system is what matters. Do I have a system? Do I have a structure? Do I have a team? What's my value? Once you can separate these 3 and bring it together again, we're good to go.